Hare Krishna. Thank you, Arti Mataji and Vishwanath Prabhu, leading the chanting. Okay, let's start with Mangalacharan. Om Ajnanatimirandasya Jnananjana Shalakaya Chakshurunmilitam Yena Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha. Nama Om Vishnupadaya Krishna Pristhaya Bhutale Srimate Bhaktivedanta Swaminiti Namine. Namaste Saraswati Deve Gauravani Pacharine Nirvishesha Shunyavadi Paschatadeshatarine. जय श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैता गदाधर श्रीवासादि गौर भक्तवृंद हरे कृष्णा 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 हरे 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 राम 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 हरे हरे. Hare Krishna. Okay, recite our prayer this week. Jai Jai Jagannath Sachiranandan. Post the link in the chat. Anybody would like to sing today? Sing then. Sharing screen. जय जय जगन्नाथ सचिरानन्दन त्रिभुवन कुरेजा चरणवन्दन. जय जय जगन्नाथ सचिरानन्दन त्रिभुवन कुरेजा चरणवन्दन. नीलाचले शङ्खचक्र गदा पद्मधार नदीया नगरे दण्ड कमण्डलकार. एहो बोले पुरबेते रावण बधीला गोलोकेर वैभव लीला प्रकाश कोरीला. श्रीराधार भावे एवे गौरा अवतार हरे कृष्ण नाम गौरा कोरीला प्रचार. श्रीराधार भावे एवे गौरा अवतार हरे कृष्ण नाम गौरा कोरीला प्रचार. वासुदेव घोष बोले कोरी जोड़ हाथ जय गौरा श्री कृष्ण श्री जगन्नाथ. वासुदेव घोष बोले कोरी जोड़ हाथ जय गौरा श्री कृष्ण श्री जगन्नाथ. हरे कृष्ण कृष्णा कृष्ण हरे 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 राम 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 हरे हरे. श्री जगन्नाथ सच्ची आनंदन की जय. श्रीला वासुदेव घोष की जय. Anybody would like to read the translation?
I can read, Prabhuji.
Yes, Mataji.
Translation. All glories to the dear son of Jagannath Mishra and Sachi Devi. All the three worlds offer prayers onto his lotus feet. Second, in Nilchala he holds the conch shell, disc, club, and lotus flower, while in the town of Nadia he holds a sannyasi staff and water pot. Third, it is said that in the olden times, as Lord Ramchandra, he killed the demon Ravana. Then later, as Lord Krishna, he revealed the splendorously opulent pastimes of Goloka. Fourth, it is he who has come. He has come. Oh, from Braja, he has come to Nadia, accepting the mood and luster of Sri Radha. He has come from Vraja to Nadia. He has come. Now Lord Govinda, the cowherd boy, has come at Gauranga. He has come distribute the Hare Krishna Mahamantra. Fifth, Vasudev Ghosh says with folded hands, he who is Gora is who is Krishna, is he who is Jagannath. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. Thank you, Mataji. Yes, so wonderful. Lord, when he appears in different yugas, he always came to kill the demons. In Satyuga, as Nrsimhadev, he killed Hiranyakashipu. In Treta Yuga, Lord Ram came with bow and arrows. He killed so many demons. Dwapar Yuga, Lord Krishna came to kill so many demons. And in this yuga, he has come as Chaitanya Mahaprabhu with no weapons, only Danda and Kamandal. And he's killing all the demons that are now residing in our heart as all the anarthas. So that is the only thing that is needed. If we are able to overcome those anarthas, then our life will be sublime and we can just go back home, back to Godhead. And yesterday's reading, Chaitanya Mahaprabhu clearly instructed that Srila Prabhupada, in his writing is Srimad Bhagavatam, he was mentioning how this simple process of just reading and chanting the Srimad Bhagavatam and by chanting the Hare Krishna Mahamantra, it's a scientific process given by Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. It is almost like a weapons that he has provided us to kill all these anarthas. The anartha nivritti happens by doing this simple process that has been given by Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. So this is really the weapon that he brought, and he has actually given these weapons to us too. And he is actually sitting also, not just given us, but if we sincerely do that, then he is sitting in our heart as Paramatma. He will take care of. Hare Krishna. Am I audible?
Yes, Prabhu, now you are audible.
Yeah. Okay. So let's continue. I think some of my connection dropped. I came back. All right. I posted the link. Hopefully, you got the link right. Or yeah. Okay. So yesterday we saw Prabhupada has now finally started his work on Srimad Bhagavatam in the Chippiwada temple, Radhakrishna temple in Delhi. And like I was just mentioning, he was referencing Chaitanya Mahaprabhu's instruction that if you can just read, chant, glorify the Srimad Bhagavatam along with the Hare Krishna Maha Mantra, it's the scientific process that Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu has given us, which can help us develop love of Godhead and go back home, back to Godhead. So, with that mood, let's continue. Um, I think yesterday we read up to this paragraph. Okay, so I'll continue. Or anybody else would like to read today?
Today shared, right? I can go ahead, probably. No need
Yeah,
to ask paragraph wise,
yeah,
which
from
paragraph
here.
I've tested. Yeah, this is
Yeah,
really good one. Hmm. Okay.
yeah.
Certainly, okay, Hare Krishna. Certainly, Kali Yuga was such an emergency. The house was on fire. Honest men who could understand the need would welcome Srimad Bhagavatam, even though it was now being presented with so many faulty and broken linguistic technicalities. Bhakti Vedanta Swami was presenting Srimad Bhagavatam unchanged with the greatest respect of Srila Vyasadeva, and that was his cardinal virtue. He was adding his own realization, but not in a spirit of trying to surpass the previous spiritual masters. In the all-important matter of presenting the subject strictly in parampara, Bhaktivedanta Swami suffered from no faulty and broken technicalities. He knew that without the parampara, the Bhagavad purports would have no value. Day and night he typed at his desk beneath the small adjustable light that dangled from the ceiling on its cord. He sat on a thin mat, his back to the large pyramid that stood oddly upright within the bedroom. Pages accumulated, and he kept them in place with stones. Sorry, just missed it. Yeah, food and step, although uh, necessary, were only uh, in incidental. He was completely convinced that his Srimad Bhagavatam would create a revolution in a misdirected civilization. Thus, he translated each word and gave its purport with exacting care and concentration, but it had to be done as quickly as possible. In February of 1961, on Vyasa Puja Day, the anniversary of the appearance of Srila Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati, Bhaktivedanta Swami was again in Vrindavan. In honor of their spiritual master, some of Srila Bhaktivedanta's disciples had gathered, offered flowers before his picture, and held congregational chanting in the temple. But Bhaktivedanta Swami thought that they should be doing much more than that. They should be planning and executing the worldwide preaching mission that Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati had desired. Instead, they were a gathering of independent individuals, each with its own small idea, each maintaining a small center or living at a center, but with no world programs, not even a program for India. Most of them had no plans or vision beyond their own bodily maintenance. Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati had asked for a governing body to conduct his movement, but there was no governing body, and practically there was no movement. Some who had fought bitterly were again on speaking terms and feared that any sudden organizational attempts now might simply stir up old animosities. At least they could gather together. What happened? One minute, it's got went wrong.
At least they could gather together and make an offering to the spiritual
No,
master.
my mobile got flashed off. Given it, just
Okay.
going back to something went wrong. Let me rejoin otherwise, or you can continue project. I will rejoin. My mobile got
Sure,
disconnected.
sure.
Something said.
Anybody else would like to continue reading? Okay, I will continue then. Yeah, so at least they could gather together and make an offering to their spiritual master. Amongst his god brothers, Bhaktivedanta Swami was a junior sannyasi. Although a recognized writer and editor, he had no temple or followers. Yet he knew he was trying to follow Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati. He saw himself helpless and alone against the vast forces of Maya. His god brothers were not an army united against Maya's forces, but were more like apathetic monks, growing old, holding on to religious principles and rituals devoid of life. How could they gather to worship their spiritual master without distressfully admitting their failure and in the spirit of better late than never trying to rectify it? Since the custom on Vyas Puja day was for each disciple to write an offering glorifying his spiritual master and to share it within the assembly of God brothers, Bhaktivedanta Swami wrote an offering more like an explosion than an eulogy and humbly placed it before his God brothers for their response. Even now, my God brothers, you return here on the order of our master, and together we engage in this puja. But simply a festival of flowers and fruits does not constitute worship. The one who serves the message of the Guru really worships him. Oh, shame, my dear God brothers. Aren't you embarrassed? In the manner of businessmen, you increase your disciples. Our master said to preach, let the neophytes remain inside the temples and simply ring the bells. But just take a good look at the terrible situation that has arisen. Everyone has become a sense enjoyer and has given up preaching. From the seas across the earth penetrate the universal shell. Come together and preach this Krishna consciousness. Then our master's service will be in proper order. Make your promise today. Give up all your politics and diplomacy. If the disciples of Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati could join and preach together, there was every chance that they could create a spiritual revolution within the sinful world. That had been the hope of Srila Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati, and Bhakti Vedanta Swami expressed that hope in his Vyas Puja offering. When will that day come when a temple will be established in every house in every corner of the world? When will the High Court judge be a Gaudiya Vaishnava with tilak beautifully decorating his forehead? When will a Vaishnava winning votes be elected president of the land and preaching be spread everywhere? As he read the poem, its truth exploding in the midst of the gathering of aging sannyasis, some approved and some were incensed. Their meeting, however, took no new direction. They did not sit down together and plan as he had pleaded. Swami Maharaja's poem was taken as another poetic expression or as an opinion. The God brothers were inclined to let the old wounds heal with the passing of time, to go back over the whole thing again and reconstruct the mission as it had been before when Srila Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati had been present, and to attempt all those ambitious programs. How was it possible? They were getting old. Some did not want to leave the shelter of Vrindavan. They would worship Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati within the holy dham. If Bhakti Vedanta Swami could do something more, let him go ahead and try. Bhaktivedanta Swami returned to Keshi Ghat, thoughtful. For many years, he had been unable to take a leading part in the mission because of family commitments. In 1935, in Bombay, his godbrothers had even asked him to be president of the Matha there, but Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati had said that it was not necessary that Abhacharan join them. He would come in his own way. Now, by the grace of his spiritual master, he was ready to fulfill the meaning of sannyas. The Krishna conscious world he had described in his poem was not a utopia, presented merely to incite his god brothers, a dreamer's talk of the impossible. It was possible, but in any case, he had to write and print Krishna conscious books and preach abroad. It was what Srila Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati wanted. If his god brothers would not do it jointly, then he would do it. In January of 1961, one of Bhaktivedanta Swami's Delhi acquaintances had shown him an announcement for the Congress for Cultivating Human Spirit, a convention to be held in Tokyo from May 10th to 20th. The theme was World Peace through Cultivating Human Spirit. International participants were invited. As soon as Bhaktivedanta Swami had seen it, he had wanted to go. Although his main interest had always been in the US, if Japan presented itself first, why not? And their invitation was in English. If they accepted his reservation, they would pay for his board and lodging at the convention hotel, although he would have to pay his own travel expenses. Bhaktivedanta Swami wrote to the sponsors, the International Foundation for Cultural Harmony, and proposed a speech. How should one cultivate human spirit? The Secretary General of the foundation, Mr. Toshihiro Nakano, wrote back to him at Keshigat, expressing his high regard both for Indian spiritual culture and for his proposed presentation. Mr. Nakano also also enclosed an official certificate as he had requested, stating that Bhaktivedanta Swami was a bona fide visitor to the convention whose expenses in Japan would be paid. They requested, to whom it may concern, that his passport and visa be granted in time for his May 10th arrival in Japan. Bhaktivedanta Swami then conceived a special project for the convention. The 10th canto, 20th chapter of Srimad Bhagavatam, presents a description of autumn in Vrindavan, and for each seasonal phenomenon, the Bhagavatam presents a parallel teaching from the Vedas. For example, it compares the dark, cloudy evening of the rainy autumn season to the present age of Kali, when the bright stars of Vedic wisdom, the saints and scriptures, are temporarily obscured by a godless civilization. The chapter contains dozens of such examples, and Bhaktivedanta Swami proposed 50 commentaries to accompany 50 illustrations to be displayed at the convention. He began preparing the commentaries, which he entitled The Light of the Bhagavad. He wrote directions from which an artist could design a painting to go with each lesson from the picture. 50 pictures and commentaries, Bhaktivedanta Swami felt, would make an impressive display for visitors at the convention. The convention organizers liked the idea. As for your proposal to get pictures drawing by artists, according to your suggestion, the institution department of the Congress will immediately take place, will take people disposal for it under the full consideration of about some specimen idea of picture which will be given to us by you. So I should like to get them as soon as possible. Bhaktivedanta Swami worked quickly to produce a 20,000 word manuscript, 50 lessons for 50 illustrations. The pictures were to depict the forests, fields, and skies of Vrindavan during the rainy season, and the lessons were sometimes criticism of godless governments, materialists, and false religionists, sometimes assertions of moral principles and God consciousness, and sometimes depictions of Lord Krishna and his eternal associates in Vrindavan. We'll pause here for today. Any thoughts or reflections from today's reading? I was just thinking about how Srila Prabhupada is kind of encouraging, motivating, even though sometimes may feel like harsh words, but all his offerings at the lotus feet of his Guru Maharaj on his Vyas Puja day, in inspiring his god brothers to go and preach, and such the way he mentions that when will the day come when each and every home will have a temple, right? And by his mercy, by Srila Prabhupada's mercy, today we see so many devotees all around the world, and so many homes of the devotees have altars, which is so amazing. So it is kind of in his own way, his prediction, just like Chaitanya Mahaprabhu's prediction of when will his name be, or his name will be chanted in every town and village. Like this is Srila Prabhupada's request or prayer, and that prayer is so nicely coming true. And it has given so many opportunities to so many people in the Vrajadham, right? Like carving deities, dresses for deities, deity worship, all the paraphernalia, so much of. And I think when we go to Vrajadham, all those businessmen, they feel so grateful to Srila Prabhupada that because of ISKCON and because of Prabhupada's preaching all over the world, they are able to earn their livelihood and able to do service for the Vaishnavas. So that was such a nice thing. And and all the other disciples and grand disciples of Srila Prabhupada, they have been following the same spirit, traveling around the world. We are so fortunate now. We are talking about the different seasons here in the light of Bhagavad. Now the spring season officially starts today here, and as soon as spring starts and summer starts, we'll have so many senior Vaishnavas and sannyasis coming and visiting our centers all around the US, and of course here in Cincinnati. So we get to take darshan of them, we get to hear Hari Katha from the lotus mouth of senior Vaishnavas. And so fortunate we are that today we'll have a very wonderful kickstart to the spring with His Grace Adi Gadadhar Prabhu visiting us. We are so grateful for him and his instruction that he came exactly actually as when I was preparing the communication this week. I realized when I was looking back last year, it was exactly on this day, the 20th of March last year, when he came. We visited Cincinnati, and he gave us this instruction that we should have this morning program. And since that day, we started. So it's almost exactly a year today that we have been doing this morning program. And it is so nice that the potency of senior Vaishnavas and the mercy that comes through the Guru Parampara, through the Vaishnavas, that we are able to continue. So I'm very grateful to him for his inspiration and instruction, and grateful to all of you Vaishnavas and those who are joining every day, some days, some who are not able to join but who are always here in spirit and motivating us. So it is so amazing, this wonderful family of Srila Prabhupada, that we're all able to come together and chant the holy names and read from these books, which is the instruction of Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. So thank you so much for that. Any other thoughts, reflections?
Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna, Nandini Mataji.
Hare Krishna, Prabhu. So wonderful that we are on our first 1 year anniversary of morning program at ISKCON Cincinnati. All glories to you, Vishwanath Prabhu, everyone to their service. Thank you for allowing us this portal. And my reflection for today was just that Prabhupada left no stone unturned. Literally, like he didn't just say, "Okay, my service to my Guru Maharaj would be to write books and propagate." Every single opportunity, everywhere, he literally just gave his full heart and soul to it. And that is what I feel that sometimes you say, no, just, focus on your service and that should be good. But he went out there and just, such a, going to Japan with no money, like even if that thought that this is feasible, that's just amazing. Yes, that's all.
Sharing that. And I know you also, when you travel, and all the devotees, as we travel, it should not, we always take the opportunity to go and visit temples of the Lord and share as much as we can to people around, even during our holiday trips and visits. Yes.
Yes, Prabhu. Yes, definitely.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Anybody else? Okay, if not, then we'll conclude here for today. Thank you once again for your attentive listening, participation, and we look forward to having all of your association. Hopefully someday Aarti Mataji and Shriya Mataji, who are not in Cincinnati, can also join us. But yeah, and if you're not able to join in person, of course, you'll be able to watch the program online. Hopefully we should be able to stream those. So thank you once again, and hopefully everybody has a wonderful rest of the week of Gaura Katha with His Grace Adigadar Prabhu and Radhabhav Mataji. So we'll end with Vaishnava Pranam prayers. Vancha kalpatarubhyascha kripa sindhubhya eva cha patitanam pavanebhyo Vaishnavebhyo namo namaha. Anantakoti Vaishnavrind ki jai. Jagat Guru Srila Prabhupada ki jai. Nitai Gaur Premanande. Hari Hari Bol. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna.
Happy anniversary. Happy first anniversary to our morning program to all. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna.